Bum 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 bum. Hello, viewers. We are starting soon, TM. I think I got... Okay. Oh, not that. What do I want? I wanted this. Hello, everyone. We are recording or going live. So, stay tuned. We're coming to you soon. Yeah, we got some viewers tonight. People got some things to say about Ingress Prime. We got some viewers. I am so excited. Yeah. It's been too long since I've done this, and I miss you all. So, we're getting back into it. We got a lot to talk about. It's the liftoff of Ingress Prime. I got some happy music in my ears right now. Some lucky viewer is going to get this thing. I've got some leftover codes from Mr. Krug was nice enough to give me some codes a while back. I didn't use all of them last time, but I'm going to use some of them tonight to get people back into the show. By the way, this is going to be a call-in show. So, actually, give me 1 second here. We're still getting a little started. Okay, this is going to be a call-in show. So, if you're interested in calling in, you can find me on Zello. It's Portal Hunter Club. Should probably mute my phone. I'm a little rusty at this. All right. Go on Zello. We got a lot of people. I'm excited. Just go on Zello and find Portal Hunter Club. 3 words, Portal Hunter Club. Join the Zello channel. You'll be able to hear me talking, I think, in the Zello. And if you want to talk, join it's like a moderation room. You won't be able to talk, and then I will identify a person to talk to me live on the air. So everyone in the Zello room will be able to hear me, but only the one person that I designate will be able to talk live on air. But if you have some things to say, join us on the Portal Hunter Club Zello. Oh, I should probably broadcast this on RGNN. All right, we've got to start in a minute here. Remember, if you want to talk live on the air, this is Open Line Monday. Join our Zello room, Portal Hunter Club. You'll be able to join and chat with me. All right, let me get this on here. And I got a new clacky keyboard, so y'all have to deal with that. I know I'm a little late, but I didn't think about when I bought this nice, it's a nice little light up keyboard. All right, give me a couple minutes here. I still gotta do one thing. All right. Awesome. We got lots of viewers today. All right. Some lucky viewer probably already redeemed that code, so I'm going to put it in my used codes. So, let's see. All right, we're just about to go live here. We will be going live. Don't forget the Zello room. Join the it's Portal Hunter Club on Zello. Find us in there. You'll be able to talk live on the air about Ingress Prime with me, which I think would be awesome and exciting. So, let's get. Oh, my green screen is kind of acting weird over here. Maybe it's not bright enough on that corner. Too late. We'll do it live. All right, folks. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. Gonna refresh my water here, and we are coming to you live. Oh, that did not mean that to go so abruptly. Hello, everyone. It's time for the Portal Hunter Club. I am your wonderful host, Agent Red Fox 1701, and today we are coming to you live on the Liftoff of Ingress Prime. So, welcome to our show. We've got tons of people in the chat. Wow, we've never had this many people in the chat. So, start shooting questions, shooting comments. Today is going to be an open-ended show. It's Open Line Monday. We want to talk about Ingress Prime. I've got some of my opinions. I know you all have some of your own opinions on this. There's just so much. Everything is new today, and communities are lighting up. If you're lucky, there's going to be some words flashing on the screen every once in a while that may or may not. If you can find where to put the passcodes in Ingress Prime, you'll be able to redeem some of these things that are, happening up here or around wherever they happen to appear from. So, thank you everyone for joining. I'm gonna put that on there. Yeah, okay. I guess I have to moderate my own chat while it's happening. All right, so Ingress Prime came out today. Today was a very interesting day because it looked like, oh, by the way, before I forget, there is a Zello channel. If you look up Portal Hunter Club in Zello, you'll be able to add yourself to the chat. You'll join the call screening room. You won't be able to talk on air, and then you'll all be able to hear me on the channel. And then once I acknowledge you in the chat, you'll be able to talk to me directly on air. So if you want to talk to me and all the viewers right now, join the Zello channel. Okay, so today has been a very interesting day, to say the least. I want to do something really here, quick. Okay. It was interesting because there was Niantic changed their website today to a new formatting, new pictures, new everything. Everything is all new on the Ingress website. And there was, if you looked closely, it probably is still there. There's a bunch of numbers and letters, and it was very faint. If you decoded that, it decoded to something along the lines of Ingress Prime is coming November 18th, which is it a week? 2 weeks? 2 weeks from yesterday? After the anomaly. So everyone's like, okay, after the anomaly, anomaly on the 17th, 18th, Ingress Prime Day. It was weird because they didn't launch it with the anniversary of Ingress, which is technically November 15th. So November 15th is the launch of Ingress, 2012. They didn't launch it concurrently or whatever with the anniversary date, so that didn't happen. But suddenly, 2 hours later, it was right around lunchtime for me. All of a sudden, chat started going up. Prime is available. Prime is available, and then all the notifications started happening in the app. That Prime was available. So downloaded it. There was an update, and immediately could not get in. It said, first of all, that my agent name was not registered in the app. And then it also said it couldn't load the profile data. It was spinning, and I figured, okay, it's busy. There's lots of people accessing the servers and stuff. And so eventually I finally got in the game. And first impressions, how do I want to format this? I didn't really think about the formatting of the show. I just wanted to kind of go off the cuff. My positives and negatives about Ingress Prime. Want to hear from you all viewers about the positives and negatives of Ingress Prime. Some of you have already recursed. We'll get to that in a minute. So some positives. So I have a Samsung, it's an S8 Plus, It's a very big phone. And I'm being summoned in a chat, as usual. Huh. Okay, yeah. All right. So I have an S8 Plus, which is a very big Samsung phone, and with the original Ingress Prime, the original Ingress, I was having problems with the resolution of the screen. So, some other people had this too, and they were able to figure out. I tried everything I could. I Googled it. I talked to people who have the same phone. I just couldn't get it to work. I got this like tiny text. All the buttons were small, and all the text, like the names of the people who own the resonators, super tiny. It made it really hard to like move, add things to capsules. The buttons were super tiny. Something about the resolution of the phone made it think that my phone was a tablet, but it didn't have the small or large buttons option in the settings. So I couldn't go in and change it to make the buttons bigger. It was like perpetually stuck. Samsung has that game launcher thing. There was talk if you disable that, then that helps with the resolution too. Didn't work. Nothing worked. So I've been dealing with tiny texts for about 6 or 7 months now. But now because it's Ingress Prime based on Pokemon, I never had that problem. And now I don't have that problem anymore. I can finally read everything. But here comes the first negative. The game is very dark. It's very difficult to see unless you have your brightness amped up. It's very difficult to see things in the game. So I have a feeling Niantic's going to watch this video because they're going to want to know what the community and people want. And don't forget the Zello. You can talk to me, talk to the viewers. It's very dark. Let's brighten it up a little bit. I had to turn the brightness up about 3/4 of the way in order to see something, and that was in my office and with bright lights. So it's a little difficult to see things. Higher brightness is obviously going to use people's batteries more because the display is typically the biggest battery hog of people's batteries. What else is going on? Oh yeah, so let's see. I'm just going to go into the game here. Okay, so here's one thing I want to talk about right off the bat too. The sound, if you can hear it starting up. My one gripe, my biggest gripe with Ingress has been what I like to call the bad beep noise, where you're in an anomaly and you're spamming rezos, you're spamming bursters and things, and you're trying to, and you hear that beep 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 beep. I hate that. I hate that so much. I could never play the game with the sound on because I like to spam the attack button or the mods or deploy, like you're in an anomaly and you're waiting for it to deploy, and then you get it and you just hear that noise and it's like so annoying. Well, they finally granted my wish. My wish was that they turn that sound to like a dull thud kind of noise, like a burp, boop, burp, something like that. And they finally did. So I'm gonna do it here. Let's see. Find a portal. There's one by my house here. Okay, let me turn up the volume. Wait, hold on. Go back. Go back. Settings. Where's the settings? Ah! Alright, turning up the volume. Alright, here we go. I'm going into a portal. And I'm gonna like spam something. Like hack. Obviously I can't hack. Do you hear that? It's no beep noise. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hated that dumb beep noise. And Rory says that they used to play over a Bluetooth speaker during the anomaly. See, I drive with the Bluetooth on in my car, and I love like listening to what you're getting in a hack every once in a while. It'd be like Jarvis virus, Ada refactor, and you're like, yeah. So I liked driving with that on, but again, it was annoying when you're trying to deploy or you're doing a farm and it's just not working or whatever. So thank you so much for changing the bad beep noise. You fulfilled my one and only wish with Ingress Prime. So let's talk about some other cool things. Talk in the chat. What are while I'm talking about mine, let's mention what are some positives about Ingress Prime that y'all noticed and like. I like that you can. No, you can't really see it in the camera. If I was a good streamer, I'd probably set it up so I can like switch between my phone and the. So if you're looking, oh, you could see the inventory right there. Isn't that awesome? I can see the inventory rather than going into the game, going to all, looking at the all. I can see my inventory. That's awesome. Also down here, you can see the last portal alert, so that my portal was attacked at midnight 44 by who was that by? Green player that shall not be named. I do like what else do I like here? I like the power cubes. If you push right there, you can get your power cubes up and you can scroll. One thing nobody okay, I do not have any positives. Okay, so Rory likes the new UI. I honestly I like the new UI too. It's gonna take some getting used to tap and hit the attack and then hit the fire. I'm one that will slide up to fire to bring up the it brings up the menu, and then you have the fire button over on your left side there. So that's one positive. Let's see what else. The key management. Actually, as long as we're talking about positives, if you click, so you're in your inventory and you click those little squares right there, it brings up your whole grid of resonators. And I feel like there's you got to have something else here. You got to have a complete grid. I like that it shows your whole listing of resonators there, and you can tap on them somehow. Maybe you can use that to recycle, but you can't. Oh, I thought maybe you could individually recycle. Like if I want to recycle 10 level 5s, 20. If you want to recycle a whole level's worth of stuff, it's probably more useful in the bursters. I did that earlier, so I can't show you now. But when you're hacking in a low level area, you can just highlight 1, 2, 3, 4 and just get rid of all your 1, 2, 3, 4 bursters. So that's pretty awesome. What else do I like? Let's see. Simon agrees. Look at where is it here? Ingress 1.0 was on a dead framework. This new stuff. So right now, what you're seeing is the reskin, I guess, the visualization of Ingress 2.0. What has not changed yet is the servers and things that are all connecting all the database of portals, all the database of every gear that everyone has, and all that stuff. That's all going to be updated next year, according to Krug in an interview with a different YouTube show. So that's when you're going to... So right now you're seeing the visual improvements, which is awesome. I love the visual improvements. Later next year, you're going to start seeing more of the server enhancements. So you're going to start seeing new items and, well, hopefully, what that means is they'll be able to add new stuff quicker. Look at Pokemon. Look at how much stuff they've added in... How long has Pokemon even been going? It's been going like 3 years now. Is it 2? 2 years? They've completely overhauled the gym system, like from the ground up. Very quickly replaced that entire dynamic of the game. What else? Oh, they added trading. They added really cool trading. I kind of like that, the way the Pokemon trading is. I get in Ingress, you have gear drops and stuff, and it's easy to just loop it down. Maybe they'll add something like that in the future for 2.5 years for Pokemon. Yeah. You're gonna see. I mean, they added raids. That's a whole new system to the game that they've added. So they completely revamped one whole aspect of the game from the ground up. They added another whole complete aspect of the game. They're constantly adding Pokemon. They're constantly having events and stuff. I get that Pokemon is the moneymaker and everything, and you have Harry Potter that may or may not be coming out, hopefully coming out soon. There's other games in the works. If you follow Niantic's blog, you can see some of the stuff that they've been working on, like tech things. But I'm hoping that they can do a lot of these quick fixes to Ingress Prime, just with the capabilities that they have. It's a new framework. It's a framework that can be easily expanded upon. So let's see, what other... Oh. Let's go to comms. So they separated, activities. So you can see the captures and the fields and everything, the links. Alerts was always its own channel, and then there's chat, faction. So really the activities has been separated out, which I think is nice. So you can see what's been going on locally. One thing I did notice is if you can see the time stamp of the chat does not match the time it actually is. It's off. Well, earlier it was off by like an hour. Now it's finally catching up. It's a couple minutes off. So that's one thing that will need to be fixed, I think. I don't even know what all these symbols mean. Portal captured. Link created. Field. I thought... XM reserves 99%. Interesting. Huh. So yeah, I like a lot of the... Sorry about the dead air there. Yeah, the attack is the same. Inventory, I love the inventory management. It's really cool looking. Haven't messed around with capsules. I'm afraid to, and I'll tell you why. When I was at work today, I opened the game and I noticed there were some keys on the ground, like within my scanner view, over off, and I clicked on the keys and it came up as some sort of like unknown invalid or whatever. So someone must have dropped some keys, or they blew up a link and they dropped the key. And so I'm a little afraid. I'm sure it works now, but at that time the cutover happened. I think it messed up some stuff that was on the ground. So I'm a little bit nervous about messing with my... And then I did see there was a known issue about capsules, where if you took gear out of a capsule, sometimes it would count double against your inventory. So that's another reason why I'm a little nervous about capsules and things. Rory is excited about Intel map improvements. The thing I'm excited about the most, and luckily I have it right here as a prop. I saw... Where did I see that? There was some YouTube video where they showed stuff that was coming in the future, and one of them was using something like this to view the Intel map. I think that is going to be one of the coolest achievements that Niantic can do. If they can figure out how to do VR Intel map like globally, I think that would be awesome. So like y'all in the chat, we can all look at the map together in our VR headsets. You know, we can all like... I'm not even gonna put that on. We can all be looking at the map like in our VR headsets instead of being on the computer and doing the map thing. We're all like anime people in our like hollow room and doing the map, and we're all in different areas, and I think that would be awesome. That's gonna be cool, and Niantic is good with the AR. That's kind of obviously that's their niche. So yeah, Minority Report style dispatch. I think that's gonna be awesome. Let's see, what else have we got? So a lot of people gripe about the stock Intel map. I actually, well, I mean, when you're doing operations like massive operations, you can't use the stock Intel map because it just doesn't have what you need. The well, it doesn't have what you need to be successful, to have a good chance of being successful. You already have a hard enough time with spoofers and bots and the op itself to not have to worry about that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, map on VR, but augmented reality we'll get back to that. Remind me again, because I have some augmented reality ideas. So anyways, when I do my anomaly broadcasts, I use the stock Intel map and it loads just fine. And I have, maybe it's just cached on my computer because I'm constantly switching between 2 or 3 different cities. But when I am broadcasting and doing that, I don't have a problem with it on the greens, on showing that kind of stuff. I'm just going to scroll here for a minute. It would be nice to have Niantic support some of the things that IITC can do in their own map. And, if they have to be weird about it and break IITC, but if they're going to add certain stuff, then they could do that. I mean, I think that's the reason people use IITC so much, is because the normal stock Intel map doesn't have some of the tools that you need to be successful. So maybe now that when the servers change to a different framework, maybe it'll be better for accessing the database somehow. I don't know. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through the chat here and see what some of these. So if you have any positives, what are some positives about Ingress Prime that you all have seen so far in the first day or during the beta? Our beta people, has there been a notable improvement in the game in the last 2 months, I think, since the beta has come out? And then for other people who just started today, what are some positives that you noticed? Simon says, I mentioned cheating. The new client allows for development and implementation of advanced tools, so hopefully smarter, faster adaptation against the spoofers and bots. Yeah, I did notice some chatter about because this is it will be on the Pokemon framework, or maybe because the app is. I don't know. I don't know a lot about mobile app development and the actual behind the scenes tech stuff, but I know enough about IT projects to know that this new framework will allow them to maybe have quicker database processing and things. They'll also be able to add all the information they know from Pokemon into this. So it what's it begs the question. There's some saying. Anyway, the anti-cheat measures in Pokemon Go will probably be in Ingress Prime, if not already. So I'm thinking, they'll eventually develop more advanced. They could use Ingress is their intellectual property, so they can pretty much do whatever they want with it. I would expect that they test. Again, this is me theorizing. I would expect that they test a lot of stuff on Ingress now that it's on the Pokemon framework to see what they can implement in Pokemon Go. Killing rooted is an unfortunate necessity. Yeah. And that's something that I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm pretty sure that Krug didn't want that originally, but it probably had to happen because of some of the anti-cheat and some of the other things that they've implemented in the game. So it's one of those things that it's gonna leave out some players, yes, but I don't know. I mean, for the good of the game, if it helps eliminate a lot of that stuff, what can you do? You know. Let's see. Oh, playing beta person for about 2 months, gradual improvement. Yes. One thing I did notice, in a lot of the leaks and the promos and things, when there's a field, so pretend my hand is a portal. When there's a field, the link would kind of go up and then like straight over. And so it would like, instead of a normal link that would be like a rainbow kind of thing, this went straight up and then shot out and then went down. And that was very prevalent. I noticed in this version that they just released that they kind of lessened that effect. It's still there, but it's very, very, very faint. And I think that helped with the graphical. I think that was what part of what was slowing down the game in the beta. So I'm glad they did that. Older phones will play Ingress Prime worse. Now, I will say this. When Pokemon Go was in beta, it was almost impossible to play unless you had top-of-the-line phone. The other thing was... let's see. The other thing was, they over the last 2.5 years, they've made gradual improvements to the processing and the graphics and the whole thing. And over time, it's gotten a lot better. And not many people complain about the Pokemon graphics slowness that they did when the game first come out. So, although Ingress Prime is probably going to suck on older phones for, at least into next year, probably in the summer of next year, I'm guessing. It will get better. It will get better over time. If the graphics is what's holding you back from playing the game, I think you're in the wrong. If that makes sense. So the graphics will get better. Because of the UI enhancements, I'm willing to deal with graphic glitches. I mean, we dealt with that all the time in Ingress Original. So for how many years? So let's see. I've not seen any, I haven't even gotten, I haven't been able to play at all yet. So let's see. Oh, by the way, if you want to talk to me, join the Zello Portal Hunter Club. You'll join the pre-moderation room, and then you'll be able to hear me talking, and then I'll acknowledge you, and you'll be able to talk to the group. So feel free to call in if you want. I'll try and keep my eyes on that. Let's see. It was nearly impossible to see where the links went in earlier versions. Crackers were just a giant smear, portals invisible. Are you talking about the beta or the original game? I know one thing, it's nice when you zoom back and it's a direct vertical view, so you can actually see where the links are, and you don't have there's always been links where you're like, how is that link ahead of this one? They look like they're crossed, but they're not actually. I like that they added that full zoom out, especially for the link. Well, they had that in the old version, I guess, with the links. But you could zoom out all the way and see the vertical view of what's going on. Bulk Real Talk says bulk key recycling makes me very happy. That's some real talk right there. I like that option because then I don't have to delete capsules. When you're going to an anomaly, it's like, okay, the third ward has 75, 80 portals, so I have to gather all those up, put them in a capsule, erase the capsule. Now I can just, it's much easier to select keys in this. Again, Niantic, please brighten the graphics. It's too dim. You can't really see unless you turn your brightness up, and then people are going to complain that Ingress Prime is killing their battery when it's really the display that's killing the battery, not the game. What else? Let's see. Cyber Corsair, I have a Moto 4, it runs great. Roommate and wife has the LG G7 Think. It looks awesome. That's the newest, is it Think Q or Think? I forget what they said. Is that the newest one? Because it looks great on this phone. I've been thinking about getting the Razer phone too, and if I wish Pokemon actually supports the 120 hertz of the Razer phone too. So if they can make Ingress Prime support 120 hertz, oh man. They fixed the compass? Are you kidding me? That thing has been broken since the dawn of time. And so they have their FAQs page of the things that are broken in Ingress Prime, and I took a screenshot of the where is it? I gotta show you. I took a screenshot of the "We are aware the player avatar does not match the direction you're going." I sent that to Krug and I said, "LOL, this has been broken since like version 1.0001 or whatever." So I want to believe, Cyber Corsair. I want to believe. Like I said, I haven't played the game. I guess I'll take your word for it. That the compass is fixed. The V30. Oh, okay. So the V30 is the very newest. Looks great on the Pixel 3. That's awesome. Which is do you have the XL or the regular Pixel 3? Because I noticed that the Pixel 3 has a 1080 screen and the Pixel 3 XL has a 1440 by whatever it is. It's got the 4K screen. I noticed that difference. It was really weird. So, but if Ingress looks good on that phone, then I'm not too worried about the resolution of the Pixel 3. I'm in between phones right now. I'm like starting to become in the market for a new phone. And I'm debating between what am I debating between? I'm debating between the Razer phone 2, the ROG phone, and whatever Samsung is coming out with in the next month or two. They've been teasing their foldable phone and stuff, and I think it's going to come out early next year. Anyway, this has been Tech Talk with Drew. Let's put a passcode up. What other positives? I know there's a lot of chatter going on. Okay, this one I'm going to warn you, so get ready. There's going to be a passcode coming. So get your phones ready. If you can find where it is in Ingress Prime, you're about to get a passcode. Ready? Go. Oh wait, no, I gotta cut over. There, go. I'm curious to see who gets it. So if you got the passcode, tell me. I'm curious who got it first and what it was. These are just some random passcodes that I got. Okay, so we've talked a bit about the positives. We have to stay positive. Like I said, I'm very happy about the UI changes. They changed the bad beep noise. There's a lot of cool stuff. Let's talk about the negatives. And let's talk about... okay, so let's talk about negatives. One thing I don't like is the colors. This is probably not going to work. Yeah, because the green screen. The colors of the mods are very difficult to tell what they are in that little space. If there's a way, maybe you could do the hashes like you do for the where do they have it? Oh, it's in the inventory. My shields. Like you see how they have the 1 hash, 2 hash, so you know the rarity of the shields. I wish they would do that with the mod screen because it's really hard to tell the purple and the pink. And I don't know if anyone in the chat is colorblind. Does this game work for colorblind people? I'd be curious to know that too. Did anyone get the passcode? So let's talk about, let's see, negatives. Let's see. What don't I like about Ingress? Oh, missions. You guys gotta, like, maybe they're waiting for the servers. Okay, the passcode is fully redeemed, so someone got it. Maybe they're waiting for the servers to update to fix this, but the missions need an overhaul bad, really bad. Doing mission days in a town that has tons and tons of banner missions, like in Minneapolis, where I was just there for the anomaly, it's very difficult to find the official missions for mission day. And it's just, there's just so much clutter. They got to do something, and give me a week and I'll come up with a mission profile, but and how it should look. But that's one of those things that definitely needs to change, is the missions. What else? Oh, and reordering, as long as we're talking about missions, reordering the missions so that they line up, because I was going good. Oh wait, where's all my missions? Oh, they all have to load. I was going good with my missions until this one. 13 Magnus reawakens. There's only one mission they had for that anomaly thing that they did, and it screwed up the Fonz. So now my Fonz mission is all messed up because I had a one-off mission in 13 Magnus, and it's not like I can, I guess I'm not a mission guy, so I don't know how many missions I'm going to have to go through to again. So rather than make me go through the Fonz mission again, just let me move that other one down or something. The mods do have the slashies, but not in the portal view. If you're looking at a portal and you're doing the quick look, it just has the little colors up there. So you can't really see, well, I guess you can't see. It's just difficult to tell rare from very rare when you're looking at it. So, let's see. Oh, let's talk about the biggest negative, the one that everyone wants to talk about. Actually, I'm gonna turn off the Zello here. No, actually, I'm gonna turn it back on because I know this is the thing that people want to talk about. So I'm back in the. Oh, I gotta turn on the push to talk. Okay, so if you want to talk, we're gonna talk about in-app purchases. So if you want to talk, this is the thing that everyone wants to talk about and has an opinion. So join up in the Zello channel. I'll give you the talking rights, and then let's have a conversation about in-app purchases. November 6th, let's rewind to November 6th, 2015. Ingress said, and I quote, I posted it. So there was an Ingress report where the Ingress report people accidentally put like some kind of, I don't know if it was like a tech demo or if it was like a presentation. They used like a testing image of the store to kind of show it wasn't supposed to be what they're selling in the store. It's just supposed to be like placeholders of things so you could see what the whole page looked like. And one of the things, I'm going to take a sip of water here. One of the things that happened was this Ingress report showed a picture of an Axa shield. At the time they were Axa shields, and a very rare link amp. Things you could only, Axa shields you could hack, but very rare link amps you could only get them through, was it passcodes? It was passcodes given to the POC of the winners of the anomaly or other things. They were I don't really I never got the actual code. I got one duplicated from someone else through Quantum Capsule, and they got duplicated, etc. So I'm not exactly sure how VRLA came into the world. I'm pretty sure it was a passcode. Anyways, the store page showed these things, and there was this massive uproar from the community that they're selling gear, and it's Ingress is going to be pay to win and all this other stuff. And Ingress had said to our Ingress community, today's Ingress report included some images that were inaccurate. These user-generated images were mistakenly included in the report and purported to show XMPs, Axis Shields, Link Amps for sale in the Ingress store. This was a mistake, as these items are not offered for sale in the Ingress store, and we have no intention of making them available for sale. These images have been removed, and the show has been reposted. We're sorry for the alarm this caused some of you. Best, the Niantic team, end quote. So that was their post that they put on November 6th, 2015, which is almost exactly 3 years to the day when all this stuff happened. So that leads us to one of my biggest concerns with this is buying the gear sort of legitimizes all of the people who have bought gear throughout the years illegally in the game. Now, Simon says, heard of some regional agents in Australia being appreciative of the gear purchase option. Pogo and Ingress both suffer from rural agents being at disadvantaged. And then, yes, VRLA were passcodes given as price. So, I want to start by saying I'm okay with these packages that they're creating. However, where did I put? I had three ifs that I wanted to see. So to me, I don't like the ability to sell gear, and someone has already gone through and figured out the price per XMP depending on how much CMU, like there's a whole grid already to show what Niantic is selling the gear for. And if you go on eBay or whatever, you can see all the different prices of all the gear that's on sale on the market, including stuff that they're not selling, like viruses and things. So I would be okay with the packages. I'm not okay with this gear buying stuff, but I would be more okay with this if I can earn CMU through the game like Pokemon. So Pokemon Go has the gyms, and you put your Pokemon on the gym, and they survive however long they need to survive, and then you get money, the in-game money from your Pokemon being on the gym. So meaning I don't have to spend any money, actual money, to get the in-game money. It's slow, it's easier to just spend the money to get the Pokecoins, but there is a way to earn Pokecoins without having to pay any money. So my first stipulation is, if they add a way to earn CMU, now let's theorize, for example, how this can happen. Pokemon just added that adventure walk thing, where you're earning steps in Google Fit or Apple Fit, I think it's called, Apple Health, whatever it is. Those steps get applied to Pokemon, and then your eggs can hatch without you having to have the game open, and you get candy and stuff that way. What if they added that to Ingress, where if you walk so many steps, you get CMU? Or if you beat a certain amount of missions, you get CMU. You know, let's say you beat 5 missions, you get a certain CMU. Or they could do my second stipulation. Instead of selling these packs, or maybe they could sell the packs, but also you could get these packs by completing missions. So if they upgrade the mission database, you could theoretically set up a system where, say I'm making a banner mission in the mission editor thing. So I'm going to make a 6 banner mission. By making that, and I could, somehow in this mission thing, I can link these missions together, which is nice. And somehow you could use that technology for the mission viewer thing so you know which missions are next in your banner. I'm making 6 missions. Somehow in the screen, I'm able to link them together so you know this is one banner. And then by way of having 6 missions linked together, if I complete that banner, then ta-da, I get the common thing as like a treasure chest for completing this banner. So I can either pay the money right now because I need gear right now, or maybe I'm in an area, a rural area that doesn't have a lot of level 8 portals and stuff. I could complete a banner mission and then ta-da, I get some gear extra that I wouldn't have been able to get otherwise. Then you could do one where it's like if you do 12 or 24, and then somehow in that mission thing, you're able to link all these missions together, and then you get the rare or the very rare pack. So by completing missions, you get the pack, or by paying money, I would be more okay with it. The third thing was that I wish they were more creative with the purchase items. So you have the beacons, which they're just for fun, you know. They're obviously they're not making a lot of money off beacons, or maybe they are. I don't know. So does anyone want to talk on Zello? Don't forget the Zello is open if you want to talk live on the show. Yeah, we're still talking about Prime. This episode is all about Prime. We're talking about the in-app purchases. I wish they were more creative. So again, you had the beacons, they're just whatever. You have the frackers, which that I understand. Like in Pokemon, you can either go around and hack the Poke Circles or spin them or whatever they're called. You get items through the hacking, or if you spend the money, you can get the cheapest items through these things. I guess Pokemon does have the packs sometimes when you can get like a bunch of stuff. I just realized that now. Sometimes during events and stuff, it's like pay $10 and you get like 20 Ultra Balls and a raid pass and a whatever. So they do have limited time packs. Yeah. Interesting. Didn't think about that. Anyways, frackers are used to save time. You can either go around and hack 10 portals, or you can put a fracker on 5 portals and you get the same amount of gear, however it works out with the math. I think I did the math once with the 3rd ward, and it was like, in order to get some people, they just driving loops are actually more efficient than the frackers because the amount of gear you get, but you have to have an exorbitant number of portals available to you in a certain amount of time. Most of the time, the frackers are more convenient if you have it set up with the heat sinks and the link amps. But there are some times where driving through or walking through a busy loop is actually more efficient for gear getting. Frackers are very cool. The banners are fun. There's some limited gear right now, and Pokemon has always had gear that you can buy. They do have packages every once in a while. I remember that now. Maybe it's just that Pokemon has a different dynamic, and you're using it to capture, like they're selling Pokeballs that you capture the monsters. It's not an item that you can just throw at a gym and then poof, they're all gone, which is what you can do in Ingress. You buy a bunch of XMPs and then poof, their work is gone. You could have an end of mission fracking party. Yeah, it's not, you could, I guess, but it'd be nice if they set up the missions to do that. Anyways, they've been creative with in-app purchases where it's like you spend money to save time, but you don't have to. You can go do other stuff. So you can spend the $10 to get your pack of stuff, or you can go around and run around and do whatever. I think Ingress is so community based compared to Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon has a community, yes, and there's communities in it, and they help with the raids and stuff. But you need the community for almost all aspects of Ingress. You're going to build up your portals. You're going to link. It's not as individual of a game as Pokemon is. So I feel like they should be more creative. Like, people have posted stuff all the time on their Google Plus, like a virus that uninoculates a portal, or there's some kind of item where you put it on there, it's a special mod, and if someone hacks that portal, then it zaps away all their XM, or it's like, I don't know, there's tons of stuff they could do. I feel like they could be much more creative with the in-app purchase events or items. So those are my 3 stipulations that I'd like to see. If they're gonna sell gear, let me earn CMU through the game like Pokemon somehow. Let me earn these packs through completing missions, and be more creative with the... I mean, you have Vanguards that can come up with stuff. You have your Google Plus community. You have all these people. I mean, I've sent, challenges. Pokemon has challenges. I sent a way that they could implement this in Ingress. I even showed it on the show. Was it episode 14? Toward the end of the episode, I showed... actually, let me look at that so they know to look back. It was... which episode was it? It was episode 15. We were talking about Ingress Prime, and then right around the 45-minute section, I showed pictures of screenshots. I developed what the screen would look like to buy gear. People are talking about some more positives. You got the anime. When is the anime coming in America or anywhere else in the world? It's available in Japan. I haven't seen a release date for the anime yet for the US or anywhere else. So you got the mix, and though I know people hate the storyline, but the Ingress has rebooted itself, and now is the perfect time to join in. They're doing their weekly Dunraven videos. There's some other stuff. Now is the time to jump in. It's the very beginning. You don't have to worry about catching up because there's 3 minutes of YouTube videos and then you're all caught up. So get into the narrative. The narrative is so important. This is Niantic's lifeblood. How do we weave a narrative into a game? They created this ARG to kind of get people sucked in. Why do we play Anomalies? What are we fighting for? I like following it because it's another angle. It's like, okay, I can run around and I just like making triangles and blowing up portals or whatever. But this gives me a nice something else to kind of follow when I'm not playing the game. I like to read the comic books, and I like to follow the posts and things, and you delve deep and start figuring out how all these characters are interconnected and everything. I enjoyed... Oh, anime on Netflix, November 23rd. That's the day after my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, Ingress. I don't know if links are going to work in the chat. It might block. I don't know. I haven't had this many viewers before, so I haven't had to moderate chat. Some people are hearing December 1st. I've heard November 23rd. This is for the anime release. Yeah. So, we've talked about the CMUs. We've talked about... what else? We talked about positives. I really like the way Ingress is looking. It'll get there. Again, the battery life, the graphics, deal with it for a little bit. They're figuring that out. the servers are coming. They're going to add new stuff to the game. Things are finally today. Things are starting. This is the catalyst to get your communities. People are coming out of the woodwork in our community here. And what's this? All this craziness. And I don't like it. I love it. I hate it. I want more. It's very polarizing, but it's interesting to see these dynamics. So, yeah, Essex investigations. I was heavily involved in Essex when this first started, and I'm planning on getting back into it as this Dunraven experience continues on. So, yeah, shout out to Operation Essex. I got your back. I know Essex. It's a very good community, cross-faction. We could use some more resistance agents in there, at least from the last time. I haven't been chatting in there in a while, but I'm still in there. But I want to get back into it. Now that the narrative has started up again, I need to know what's going on. So all you Essex investigators, I'm going to need some help catching up. Moo, if you're watching, we got to chat. Let's see. How can we close this out? Closing out. I think all in all, Ingress Prime will be a good thing. I think people, like I said, graphics. Oh, we didn't talk about recursion. So there's an option in your profile. You can recurse yourself. So it keeps your original, keeps your original AP. I'm afraid I'm going to misspeak here. It keeps what you unlock by leveling up. You just start at level 0, and there's a separate AP ticker for your new life as a simulacrum. And I think that's cool. And I foresee, I'm looking into the future here, specializations and things of that nature are going to only happen to people who have recursed. So you've reached level 16. You've completed your agent status. Now in this next life, you've come back and maybe are slightly different from before. Maybe your bursters hit harder, or your shields can do something, or whatever. I can foresee, and I've come up with ways they can do specializations and things. And I'm sure they have their own discussions happening. It would be really cool to be able to specialize in things and figure it out so that you can kind of like either diversify yourself. I like playing support characters in video games. If there's a way I can be a support character, some people are smashers. Yeah, prestidigitizing. And that was my own inflection. He didn't spell it wrong. In Call of Duty, that's what this is like, where it's like you've beaten everything and you still have all that stuff unlocked, but you're starting again from 0, and now you can unlock some new stuff that you couldn't unlock before because you've gone through it all again. Stuff like that. So Simon, that hits the nail on the head. There will come a time when the positives for Prime outweigh the negatives, even for the loudest people today. You must be getting a lot of grief in your community. And I hope they take the time to watch this episode. There is a lot of good stuff that's coming with Prime. And I think the good stuff is going to accelerate exponentially. So they've got the visuals. You've got the visuals in your scanner. And over the next however long, they're going to be updating that. And then, bam, the server's going to be updated to the new systems. And they're just going to be throwing all sorts of... This is me hoping. And I know we have 6 years of history behind us. But I'm hoping that they can exponentially accelerate new stuff in the game. They have to. Otherwise, this game is going to die. They have to keep adding new stuff. And I think they want to. They have the narrative. You have first Saturdays. They're already starting with the first Saturdays. You got that portal that you can have double XP for the people who hack the portal for a certain amount of time. They did that with anomalies. That's something they never did before, where if you registered for the anomaly, you get triple experience, or no, it was like everyone gets 1.5 experience bonus, and then if you hack the registration portal, you get another one, so you get 3 times experience. They're working on stuff on their limited framework to try and they're like pushing the car up the hill, the broken down car, and then once they get it over the hill, it's just going to go zooming, and there's going to be so much new stuff. I hope, and I know that they're working on so much new stuff. So hold out hope. There's a lot of new stuff coming. Especially I'm using Chicago as my sort of deadline. They'll be done with this series of anomalies, and then once Chicago is done, I think that's when they're going to upgrade the servers. They'll be able to stabilize the game enough that people can play it, and then play it. I guess it's playable now, but people will stop complaining for the most part. And then after Chicago, that is when they're really going to start ramping up a lot of the new stuff. So one may hope the toxic people quit, though it hasn't stopped them before. There's some toxic people locally here. They're holding on for dear life. It's going to happen in every gaming community. But yeah, I hope, you know, I was very upset earlier today, and I vented to some people about the store, and that's what, you know, I have my friends that I vent to. But thinking about it again, it's like, is it really going to be that bad? Let's see how things go. They've got a lot more anti-cheat capabilities, so maybe there won't be as many bot farms. They, you know, like if eventually they implement some of the stuff I was talking about before with the missions and the gaining CMU, it might not be as bad of a thing, and maybe you could do it where you know, you could buy like a pack of, I don't know, whatever. I mean, I could see it being good eventually, because sometimes you just don't have 8 people that you can spend 2 hours farming. You're just like, okay, I can do these missions and then be done, and then now I have 100 bursters. Not bad. So yeah, the good will outweigh the bad. Give it some time. If the graphics are the only thing keeping you from Ingress Prime, sorry, it'll get better. Pokemon got better. If the in-app purchases are what's keeping you behind, it's a little more scary, but at the same time, if they can, sometimes they do these things where they'll just do something and see how the community reacts and then take it away if people hate it. So maybe they're doing it with this. So hopefully they're listening to this now. I'll be okay with these in-app purchases if those things happen. I have to think that they'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, it's you're not going to please everyone, but I think overall Ingress Prime is going to be the way to go. So where are we in our broadcast now? There's no like clock that shows how long I've been going for. Weird. I could see the average view duration. Well, I've been going about an hour, I know. So we didn't get any Zello callers, but that's okay. I'm glad all of you joined me. Oh, let me throw up one more passcode for the people who've been waiting patiently. So yeah, I think all in all, this is going to be awesome. I just, yeah. I'm excited for the future of Ingress. My one biggest thing, they have to go, and they have to go fast. More events. The Dark XM project, I keep saying that. Do more stuff like that monthly. Remember that a couple weeks ago where they had here's 100 pictures of portals from Europe, and here's 100 from, and find these places. That's cool stuff. And immediately communities are like, okay, you guys do. Spreadsheets were created to go through all of this stuff and like the pictures, and I threw them at my community. Any of these look familiar? I mean, people went nuts. There's like, here's 100 places in this entire continent. Go figure out where these are and go hack them. I want puzzles. I want stuff like side quests. You need hire more board game people and like do some of this side quest stuff. Yes, you have anomalies. That's your events. These are your big events, but you have Essex kind of stuff with the narrative. There's people that follow that. There's people that do the just here's my neighborhood and I'm going to keep that fielded. And they have the people who like to do the grand ops. I'm the kind of guy, I like the community involvement with the side quests. And I love that kind of stuff. So do more of that and do it fast and do it now. Like, keep this momentum going. Just, you know, like I said, you got the broken down car. You're at the top of the hill. And then let's get it over this hill. Let's get it going as fast as it can go. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for the future of Ingress. So, again, I know I haven't been doing shows a lot lately, but I hope to do more shows in the future. Had to take a break. Some life stuff was going on and needed some time. But I want to get back in now that Prime is out, now that the narrative is going. Shows will be happening more frequently. I do have, for those who are interested, and there are some people who have already signed up, I have a Patreon page, and I have 2 goals for the Patreon. If I get 25 patrons, audio podcast. That's one thing that people have been begging for. There's a little bit of back end work. I've spent a lot of money on like stuff here in the studio, and there's a little bit more background work to get the podcast going. But I do know how to make an audio podcast. But if I get to 25 patrons, audio podcast. And you can, I think I set it up so that, is it $1 or $2 a month is the, I mean, like, it's not money based, it's patron based. So 25 patrons, I'll do an audio podcast for sure. I just need some assistance with the back end setup, because I'm already pretty in the hole with some of this stuff. And then the other thing is the swag. 50 patrons. I've got a swag designer who she'll hopefully help me out. She helped me out. She designed this thing. Maybe I'll ask her to help me with. She came up with some other designs for stuff. Hold on. Something's happening. No, other thing. So 50 patrons for the this is a cross-faction chat or show, by the way. I don't care if Enlightened are watching. I think it's awesome if they do. I've interviewed Enlightened on this show. I like to have the cross-faction business going on. So yeah, 25 patrons, audio podcast. 50 patrons, swag for sure. It's just, there's some, you know, I guess there's a capital that is needed to do some of that stuff. So, yeah. Help me out, patreon.com/portalhunterclub. Sign up to be a patron and help me do some good Ingress content. I did, for my Anomaly broadcasts, I don't know if you watched those videos, but I know the Res Radio, actually I got to change that because I changed my domain to portalhunterclub.net, I think. I bought a new domain, so it's more cross-faction friendly. That's other thing that, like, you know, I have a website that I can set up a swag store, and that stuff costs money too. So, patreon.com/portalhunterclub, and help me out a little bit. whatever you can contribute, that will help me to make some of these awesome things happen. And if you watched the Anomaly broadcast, I want to do more of those. I want to do them like live, and I've figured out how to do it. It's difficult, and there's testing and equipment and stuff. And so, but I was able to get some cool graphics and things to flash on the screen, like some transitions to flash across, make it more professional looking. So that's where all the Patreon money goes into this stuff. It's not fun money. I will spend all the money on this. That's what I need it for. So, yeah, patreon.com/portalhunterclub. Help me out. There's some words on the screen. Can you get them? Thank you all for joining me. It was really nice to see all the people again. I missed doing this show, and I had to get back into it. I couldn't resistance. Oh, I almost forgot. There's a meme. If you're playing in the Anomaly, you can still hear me. If you're playing in the Anomaly, remember that there's an Anomaly in 2 weeks. So I don't know how this I don't know how Ingress Prime is going to react to an Anomaly. I have literally no idea. So there's the beta that people have, but the beta is a separate app. It's confusing because Ingress Prime beta is one app completely. Then there's Ingress 1.0, which was today updated to Prime. So it's the same app. And then Scanner Redacted is a third app that's going to be coming out tomorrow, which is actually Ingress 1.0. So there's so many different apps. So if you played Ingress Prime beta at an Anomaly, it might not act the same as Ingress Prime official. So anyways, thank you all for joining me. I'm gonna wrap this up here. Let me get the thanks. And I want to do more podcasts. I miss doing this. I want to get the audio podcast going. I want to get swag going. So again, thank you all for joining me, and until next time, which won't be this Sunday. No, my normal, it's holiday season, so all the Sundays are, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Pre-record. I like doing it live because I like chatting with people live. So I'll have to figure out a new day or a new time, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. My podcast is still in beta. Yes. So this is still beta. Portal Hunter Club Prime may be released in sometime in the next 6 years. We'll see. So, oh no, Sarah Gareth just got here. That's okay, because I leave the show on so you can watch it afterwards, and you can watch back episodes too. So, rewind, check it out. You'll be able to hear all the stuff about Ingress Prime. Thank you all again for joining me, and until next time, this is Agent Red Fox 1701 signing out.